Imagine waking up to a world shrouded in an unnatural gloom, a world where the sun never rises, where the promise of a new dawn is forever extinguished. The sky is a permanent, eerie gray, a canvas of perpetual twilight that stretches endlessly in every direction, and a bone-deep chill fills the air, a cold that seeps into your very marrow, a constant reminder of the sun's absence. This isn't a passing storm, a fleeting moment of darkness, or a natural eclipse. This is the aftermath, the grim reality of nuclear war, a catastrophe of our own making. Cities have become infernos, raging fires consuming everything in their path, monuments to our destructive potential, sending thick black smoke into the atmosphere, a suffocating blanket that chokes the sky and blots out the light. The sun's light is blocked, its life-giving rays unable to penetrate the dense cloud cover. By a shroud of our own making, a testament to our hubris and a symbol of our self-inflicted wound. The world's daily rhythms, day and night, warmth and cold, the natural order that has governed life for millennia, are gone, replaced by an unending, oppressive sameness. The silence is haunting, an unnerving stillness that speaks volumes about the devastation. Birds don't sing, their melodies silenced forever, and life's familiar sounds vanish, leaving behind an eerie void. People search the sky for the sun, their eyes straining to pierce the gloom, desperate for a sign of hope. But find only darkness, a bleak and unforgiving expanse that offers no comfort. The temperature drops rapidly, plummeting to levels that threaten survival. And the warmth we took for granted disappears, leaving us vulnerable to the elements and the encroaching cold. This is nuclear winter, a chilling testament to the destructive power we wield. A self-inflicted ice age threatening all life, a catastrophe that could extinguish humanity's flame. Our food, warmth, and sense of time, the very foundations of our existence, all tied to the sun, are lost, leaving us adrift in a world without bearings. For millions of years, life followed the sun's rhythm, its cycles dictating the ebb and flow of existence. Now that dance has ended, the music has stopped, and the world is plunged into an unnatural silence. We've veiled ourselves from our star, severing our connection to the source of all life and energy. And the consequences are just beginning, a cascade of disasters that will test the limits of human endurance. In this endless twilight, where day and night are indistinguishable and hope seems a distant memory, humanity faces its greatest test, a struggle for survival against the odds. We must confront the darkness we created, acknowledge our role in this catastrophe, and find a way to overcome it. A darkness that could last for years, a long and arduous winter that will challenge our resilience and our will to survive. The story that follows is a warning, a cautionary tale about the dangers of unchecked ambition and the fragility of our planet. Written in the cold language of science, backed by data and research that paints a stark and unsettling picture. This is the dawn of a long, cold night, a night that may last for generations, a night that will define our future. Nuclear winter isn't just a cold spell, it's far more devastating than a typical winter season. It represents a profound and potentially irreversible alteration of our planet's climate system. It's a catastrophic shift in Earth's climate, a plunge into conditions unseen in modern history. The consequences ripple outwards, impacting every corner of the globe. After nuclear explosions, a chain of events is set in motion. Vast clouds of soot, the byproduct of widespread fires ignited by the blasts, rise relentlessly into the stratosphere. This isn't your everyday smoke. It's a dense, light-absorbing shroud. Up there in the stratosphere, rain can't wash the soot away. The usual cleansing mechanisms of the atmosphere are rendered ineffective. It lingers, forming a persistent barrier that blocks sunlight from reaching the Earth's surface. The sun's life-giving rays are dimmed, casting a pall over the world. The Earth's temperature plummets, a rapid and drastic cooling occurs across the globe, faster and deeper than during the last ice age, creating conditions that life struggles to endure. Summer vanishes, replaced by an unending chill. Replaced by years of relentless winter, a seemingly endless period of cold and darkness. In the worst scenarios, over 90% of sunlight is blocked, plunging the world into an unnatural gloom. Midday becomes as dark as a moonless night. A perpetual twilight descends even at the sun's highest point. Photosynthesis stops. The very engine of plant life grinds to a halt. Crops fail everywhere all at once, leading to widespread famine and societal collapse. The foundation of every food chain collapses, on land and in the oceans, as primary producers die off. Humanity faces starvation in the dark, struggling to survive in a world stripped of its resources. Unlike a normal winter, this one has no spring. There is no promise of renewal or rebirth. The soot could take a decade or more to clear, lingering in the atmosphere and prolonging the darkness. For those years, life on Earth endures a man-made winter, a testament to humanity's destructive potential. This is not nature's doing, but the result of human choices, a consequence of decisions made with devastating implications. Nuclear winter is a threat from which civilization as we know it, and ecosystems, the intricate web of life that sustains us, may never recover. The damage could be irreversible. It's a chilling reminder of our power to destroy and the urgent need to prevent such a catastrophe from ever occurring. To truly grasp the concept of nuclear winter, we need to understand how something as seemingly small as a particle of soot can trigger such a catastrophic global event. It's a chain reaction, a domino effect that starts with fire and ends with a planet plunged into darkness and cold. Let's follow the journey of a single soot particle, from its fiery birth to its chilling impact on the world. This tiny speck, invisible to the naked eye, holds the power to reshape our planet's climate. It all starts in a firestorm, an event of unimaginable scale and intensity. Cities burning with unimaginable heat, temperatures soaring far beyond anything we can comprehend in our daily lives. The scale of destruction is almost impossible to visualize. These fires don't just burn, they create their own weather systems, generating powerful winds that intensify the inferno. These winds draw in more air, feeding the blaze with oxygen and causing it to grow even larger and more destructive. The fire becomes a self-sustaining monster. Everything burns, buildings, cars reduced to ashes in a matter of hours. Plastics, trees, anything that can fuel the flames is consumed without mercy. The result of this uncontrolled combustion is a thick black plume of carbon soot, a byproduct of incomplete burning. This soot is uniquely suited for absorbing sunlight, acting like a sponge for solar radiation. Firestorms act as giant chimneys, powerful updrafts that propel the soot particles skyward. These chimneys send the soot high into the stratosphere, far above the clouds and weather systems. In the stratosphere, there's no rain, no cleansing mechanism to wash the soot away. It's a dry, stable environment where the particles can linger for years. The soot spreads globally, carried by stratospheric winds, blanketing the entire planet. It forms a sun-blocking layer, a veil of darkness that dims the light reaching the Earth's surface. Sunlight is absorbed by the soot particles, preventing it from reaching the ground. This absorption heats the upper atmosphere, creating a warm layer high above the Earth. But that warmth is trapped. It never reaches the ground where it's desperately needed. Down below, the world grows colder and darker as the sun's life-giving energy is blocked. It's like pulling a black blanket over the planet, shutting out the light and warmth. The ground loses heat rapidly, radiating its remaining warmth into the cold, dark sky, and temperatures plunge dramatically. Even in the middle of summer, the world is gripped by an unseasonal freeze. The soot stabilizes the stratosphere, creating a self-perpetuating cycle of cold, trapping itself in the upper atmosphere and prolonging the cold, making it harder for the planet to recover. This feedback loop locks the planet in a deep freeze for years, potentially leading to widespread famine and ecological collapse. The science is clear. The potential consequences are devastating. We've seen similar, albeit smaller, effects from volcanic eruptions and large-scale wildfires throughout history. But nuclear winter would be global in scale, affecting every corner of the Earth. Severe in its intensity and long-lasting in its duration, far exceeding anything we've experienced before. The sun's warmth is stolen by the soot, never reaching the surface. And the world is left in the dark, a chilling testament to the destructive power of nuclear war. This is the terrifying mechanism behind nuclear winter, a climate disaster waiting to happen. Nuclear winter unfolds in devastating stages. First, the explosions. Millions die instantly. Firestorms rage, pumping soot into the stratosphere. Within weeks, smoke merges into a massive cloud, spreading across continents. The sky darkens, temperatures plummet, and crops freeze. Famine begins as food supplies vanish. Months later, the darkness and cold become global. Plants die, oceans cool, and marine life collapses. Fisheries fail, food from land and sea disappears. The winter lasts for years as soot clears only slowly. Ozone is destroyed, letting in harmful UV when sunlight returns. Civilization collapses, replaced by a desperate struggle for survival. The true horror of nuclear winter is not the blast, but the famine that follows. Agriculture halts everywhere, crops freeze and die. Stored food runs out in months for billions of people. Global famine sets in, billions face starvation. The food system collapses. No farms, no transport, no stores. People scavenge, but with most plants dead, there's little to find. Competition for food becomes brutal. Clean water grows scarce as systems fail and fallout contaminates supplies. Disease spreads rapidly among weakened survivors. Without medicine or sanitation, outbreaks become deadly. Governments collapse, law and order vanish. Humanity is reduced to scattered, desperate groups. Trust and empathy are tested to the limit. The psychological toll is immense. Fear and loss dominate. The cost isn't just lives lost, but the loss of our humanity. Billions perish. The survivors inherit a broken world. This is the ultimate price of nuclear winter. The fear of nuclear winter began in the Cold War when two superpowers held the world hostage. The threat restrained leaders, but today, the danger is more complex. 9 nations now possess nuclear weapons. Regional conflicts could escalate. Even a limited war, just 100 burning cities, could trigger global catastrophe. Cyber warfare and new technologies increase the risk of accidental launches. Tactical nukes lower the threshold for use, making escalation more likely. Old safeguards may not work in today's fractured world. The number of weapons is down, but the number of flashpoints is up. The science is stronger than ever. Nuclear winter is a real global threat. Could anyone survive nuclear winter? Only through cooperation. Lone survivors wouldn't last. Communities would need to pool resources and skills. Trust becomes the most valuable asset. Survival depends on ancient skills. Finding water, building shelter, growing food indoors. Modern jobs become useless. Practical skills are vital. Coastal and southern regions might fare slightly better, but nowhere is safe. Survivors must create insulated, self-sufficient havens. The greatest challenge, holding on to our humanity. Only empathy, fairness, and cooperation offer hope. In the long dark, survival depends on working together. We are the universe's way of knowing itself, a rare gift. Nuclear weapons threaten to end that story in days. Preventing nuclear winter is a moral imperative, not just a political one. Our disputes are tiny compared to what's at stake. The atmosphere and sun belong to all of us. We must act as one species, united in survival. This means reducing and eliminating nuclear arsenals. It means diplomacy, education, and understanding. We have a choice: allow catastrophe or rise to our cosmic responsibility. The future depends on our actions now. Let's ensure the story of life on Earth continues. The future isn't written. Nuclear winter is a possibility, not a certainty. The same science that built these weapons warns us of their consequences. We know what's at stake. Our choice is clear: a cold, silent world, or a future in the light. Preventing nuclear winter requires courage and persistent effort. Support peace, demand disarmament, invest in diplomacy. Every treaty, every dismantled weapon is a step toward hope. The story of nuclear winter is a warning we must heed. We are a young species, still learning to manage our power. Let's choose to be wise guardians of our world. Let's solve problems with words, not weapons. Let our descendants see the same sun and stars on a living planet. The choice is ours. Let's choose life.